game. Blouses.
Galanchuk.
Disaster.
Spaghetti.
Disaster.
Well, I mean, I'm no doctor.
We now join America's most popular show, already in progress. Everybody loves
Mitch and Sean. You guys are the greatest duo.
Fantastic.
That team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
Edition of the Post Game Pints podcast. Myself, Mitch Gallo, and my buddy over there, Sean Campbell, who's wearing a very beat up, looks like it's been in the wash a bazillion times, Cleveland Barons shirt.
In the wash, it's just, maybe a little crinkled.
It's just, it looks like it's been through the ringer a couple times, put it that way.
Yeah, maybe that's going to be the little trivia that you're going to have to know to possibly win some Cunningham's Pub. Of course, we got a little gift certificate to give away every episode. Check our Facebook page out. Post Game Pints on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are on Twitter as well, where you can see the latest. YouTube, that's where you're watching us or you're listening on SoundCloud. And of course, Post Game Pints podcast brought to you by La Brosse Brewery. Mitch, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking a Nor'easter, Sean, and how do you like my my mug?
I do. I forgot. Dave got me a mug, but I haven't picked it up. I'll get it tomorrow.
I'm decked out now, man. I got the mug. I got the beer. I got the hoodie.
Yes.
I got it all.
I got the shirt. I got everything. La Brosse and the Campbell play-by-play IPA, the Angry Gallo Ale. You can go check it out at La Brosse, 133 La Brosse, or check it out, labrosse.com. It'll tell you when you can go and pick it up. I have to go soon, and it's their anniversary. Happy 4th birthday, La Brosse. I know that you're going to be celebrating in style. They've got brand new releases, so check it out. I know on the weekend, Saturday, when it comes to the 19th, it's going to be outstanding. 19th and 20th, it's going to be outstanding what they're going to be releasing. So I encourage you to check out labrosse.com to see what they have in store for you. And while you pick up some of their new beer, get your Campbell Play-by-Play IPA, get your Angry Gallo Ale. I got to restock. I got one Campbell Play-by-Play IPA left in my fridge. I need more. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I still owe you a 4-pack, by the way.
You know it, and you have to deliver it. That was part of the deal. You have to deliver it to my door. To my door. You're not going to come in, but you can deliver it to the door, right?
Yeah, I might knock and run, and you'll not know. I'll be gone like a flash, like boom, I'm gone. You're gonna open the door and you're gonna be like, who the hell? And then you'll look down, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll stop by.
All right.
Gotta respect those social distancing measures, Campbell.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what the delivery guys do all the time. They should leave it at the door. I don't need to see you. I see you all the time here on the Post Game Pints podcast. But speaking of gone in a flash, how about a little rapid fire, Mitch? And I'd love to jump right into it with the Montreal Canadiens. I know that they've had a little bit of time off. The North Division is a very heated battle every single night. If it's the Jets versus the Oilers, if it's the Flames versus the Canucks, if it's the Sens versus the Leafs versus the Habs versus the Sens, the Flames versus the Oilers. I mean, we're still trying to figure out this division. Where do the Canadiens fit right now in the North?
Well, if I'm looking right now, I could check out the standings and say they're the second best team in the division. Toronto's slightly ahead. Calgary, Winnipeg, Edmonton slightly behind. Vancouver, Ottawa really playing catch up at this point. But I want to try to look ahead and not be as vague as I would be making that statement. I think they're 1 or 2. And I think here's a bold prediction for you. Okay. I really believe that how many times the Canadiens and Maple Leafs play?
10.
10 times, right? And we have 3 in the books already.
Yeah.
Okay. So 7 more times. I think that when you look at the record against Toronto, the amount of points that separated them in those head-to-head games. So let's say Toronto got 15 points and Montreal got 13 points. Okay, I don't know if the math works out, but you get what I'm getting.
I know what you mean. You mean the
difference is 2 points, right?
That you think that'll be the difference for the top of the division?
That'll be the difference between Toronto and Montreal. And Montreal has the capability, I think, of collecting more points against Toronto than Toronto collects against them. But I think it comes down to the head-to-head matchups between those two teams. 7 more times, and we'll see what happens between the two. But I think they're right there in the mix, 1 or 2. If I was to pick who I think is the better team, I think it's Toronto over the course of the 56 games. I think Montreal is better built for the playoffs. And if they played in a playoff series, I might pick Montreal over Toronto. But I'll say 56 games. I'll give the edge to Toronto. Montreal number 2. What do you think?
Look, I'm with you. I think Ottawa's at the bottom. They've been fighting hard. They're looking a lot better. Vancouver's got a lot of catching up to do. They gave up some games that they shouldn't have gave up. And like you said, their wins might be there, but they've played so many more games than everybody else. And their point percentage isn't that great. So I do think time for them. And I shot what I thought in the offseason about Vancouver. So I'm going to push them down. I think Toronto's the best team in the division. I think Toronto's the number 1 team. I think they have the edge on the Canadiens. You'd say if it's 2 points, or Montreal might even get more points. I've been impressed watching Toronto, the way that they defend. I think that they've brought an extra element to their game, and in a close game, they're going to pull it out. Like they're playing poorly this past week against the Sens, and at least in the first 2 games, Mitch, they played poorly and they still got 3 out of 4 points. That's what good teams do. When they play poorly, they still win. They're going to win their games 7-1, but they're winning the games 2-1 too. I know they lost that one a while ago to the Canadiens 2-1, but they're going to bounce back with another one. The team that I think that the Canadiens will battle for it, I think they're at 2 and 3. I think it might be the Jets. I watched the Jets, and I know that they've lost some games to the Oilers, and they've lost some games to the Flames, and they're not perfect, but that depth, and when they figure out, and Pierre-Luc Dubois has to get healthy, I think the Jets and the Canadiens could be 2-3 in this division. And that really leaves the Battle of Alberta for that final playoff spot. And this is just early on. In 10 games, Mitch, I might feel completely different about all these teams. But I know that people look at the Jets defense and go, oh, it's not that strong. They didn't have a strong defense last year, and they still got through it. They've got really good goaltending in Connor Hellebuck. And it's, you look at Calgary a little bit differently, where they have the good goaltending and a good defense score, but sometimes their forwards disappear every now and then. I think I'm going to put Calgary at that number 4, but it's like, how can I, in a 7-team league, how can I not look at what Connor McDavid is doing out there? There's going to be a team or two that are really going to be disappointed. And I feel like I'm already pushing Vancouver out just because of how good the other 5 teams I think are. But if you're asking me where the Canadiens sit right now, I don't think they're in a battle for 1-2. I think they're in a battle for 2-3 with the Jets and possibly the Flames.
Now, just as far as the Flames are concerned, Sean, just a little footnote here. And again, I try not to get caught up too much on one game. And we saw Vancouver really dismantle Calgary not too long ago. But
I think that was more to do with Markstrom just being off, and he won't be off that often.
Well, he had played too many. I think it was 11 straight going into that game against Vancouver. Workload was too much. But the footnote on Calgary that I just want to add is Calgary is the only team in the North Division that has yet to play against Ottawa. So those are points that, other teams have gotten already, namely Edmonton, who really beat up
Vancouver.
on Ottawa. Winnipeg actually lost 2 points on Saturday a week ago against Ottawa, but Calgary, I think they played them 3 straight right before the trade deadline. So that's just something to look for with Calgary, where they have some games against a weaker opponent coming up pretty darn soon.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait for the series of games for the Canadiens and the Jets. It should be interesting to see how those 2 teams match up, because it's not a regular matchup for the Canadiens. Mitch, just sticking with the Canadiens, we know that a lot of concentration is on the center ice position and the lack of production. Do you think they need to go get some help?
I do think they need to get some help, Sean. And it's not necessarily because I don't think that the guys that they have can get the job done. I just think you want another option in case something happens with injury, or you just need a different look at some point. Like they need a Corey Perry who plays center. You know what I mean? Someone who you could put on the taxi squad, but super reliable. You can bring him up on the NHL team. He's not going to miss a beat. Like Frolik's not that guy. Paling is like the others. He's still young and learning. Like if they could find a center, and easier said than done. I don't even have a name for you. I'm just thinking about the idea of player that I think they should go out and get. If they can find a solid pro that can jump in at center ice and give them some help, and even a guy who Sean has played a lot of center, but can come in for a big draw. Like let's say, like I think Jason Spezza, like that type of guy, a guy who you can put on the wing. He's played center his whole career. If he needs to, he could play center, or he could come in and take a big face-off if you have some inexperience. Like that type of guy, I think, could really help the Canadians potentially.
You remember the guy that I said that I wanted them to go off after in free agency?
Brian Boyle?
Well, that's more you. You've always kind of liked Brian Boyle.
That's a guess. I don't remember who you said.
This off season, and he was one of those free agents that was sitting there for a while. He's center, can play wing. He's fast. He signed in Nashville. He's struggling right now. Maybe you could get him on the cheap if Nashville wants to sell some parts because they're not having a great season. Eric Halla. Eric Hall is a bona fide NHLer that knows how to take a face-off and can play wing.
Yeah,
that you can insert a lineup. And the thing is, you could not maybe put him in. The Canadians would have to wait because they need to free up some cap space to put that on. I know that's what they did with Paul Byron. But at the same time, Mitch, I don't know if they need to. I think they just have to ride this out. Like maybe this is not the Canadians' year to go all the way, and everybody's excited because they start off, hey, you could go and win the Stanley Cup. But maybe not at the expense of the development of Kotkaniemi and Suzuki. The roller coaster ride that they're going to go through this year, I believe will make them better next year. And through the tough and the 1 goal in 12 games and the 1 point in 5 games for the guys that they're going to rely on a night in, night out basis, maybe it's better for them to just take it in the chin for a little bit and power through it. And maybe in 5 games, they're both going to be fine and Deneau's going to find his stride and Jake Evans is going to be perfect. And you won't have to touch on this. But at the moment for the Canadians, it is a question mark because there is no depth. There's no one knocking on the door in Laval to just come in and help out.
Yeah, and by the way, I'll just say I like the name Eric Halla. I think that's a nice fit. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he's usually good for around 15 goals. He hasn't really been scoring this year. Hasn't worked out in Nashville. Liked him a lot, obviously. That one season he was with the Vegas Golden Knights. Pretty good in Carolina too. So Halla's a pretty darn good name, good fit. I'm with you, and I'm not saying they have to do something. And maybe we're just looking ahead to the trade deadline. But I think if you want to round out the group and have a different option, center ice might be where they want to look. Sean, finally on the rapid fire, just curious, other NHL storylines that maybe might be getting swept under the rug.
I could talk about Lake Tahoe. I think that's pretty cool what they're doing. I think it's neat that the NHL is spending money that they don't need to spend. I kind of like it's a bit of a baller move. Hey, we're gonna have these outdoor games, no fans. We're gonna put it on the league's dime and just make sure that we get a good image out there. I think it's a smart idea, and they kind of put this together last minute to put a couple games in. So I like that idea. But I need to send some love to the Chicago Blackhawks. 100%. I think that's something that we have to do. That is a team that's starting to roll right now, and maybe they're going to surprise in that fun division, as they like to call it, the Central.
Yeah, well, I had Chicago on my list. I think.
Okay, you did, because that's just awesome.
Yeah, and they're, I think, at this time 4 or 5 games over 500. I know they've been beating up on Detroit a little bit. Detroit's not very good in that division.
Win the games that are put in front of you, my friend.
Yeah, of course. I don't want to take anything away from them. And man, oh man, Sean, with Jonathan Toews out with that mysterious illness, you look at how Patrick Kane has really taken that team on his back. He's playing some of his best hockey I've ever seen him play on the highlight reels every night. And, trying to I think he's doing it kind of quietly. Normally when Chicago was good, everybody would be talking about Patrick Kane. Now they're kind of getting put under the radar a little bit, and it's disappointing because he's had an extraordinary season.
But that could be a motivating factor too with Jonathan Toews, because it was a little bit of a mystery with Jonathan Toews, like what's going on, and that within a locker room that can push some guys, and then they just go and play hockey and it's a little bit loose. Oh, we're not supposed to be good this year. We've lost our captain. Think about it. The World Juniors, they lost Kirby Dach too, right? Kirby Dach was a guy that they were going to start the season with, and he couldn't start the season because of a freak injury in the World Juniors prelim game, and they let him go. He was an everyday NHLer, and he was playing in the World Junior Championship. I got a soft spot for sometimes. You know how I feel about Patrick Kane. Duncan Keith is one of my favorite defensemen, still doing his job back on that blue line. So I think we have to throw some love. This is for Dave to throw hearts on my screen right now. I'm going to keep doing stuff like that. And maybe one day I'm going to just be rewatching the podcast and realize that Dave's going to do that time. Like that time I asked for pom-poms, I never got, but this time I'm asking for hearts. We'll see. I'm not sure. I'm just challenging Dave. That's all I'm doing.
And Sean, also a shout out to Connor McDavid, who this past week, among active players, the fastest to 500 points, tied with Sidney Crosby, 369 games to get to 500 points. Doing that in this NHL, really challenging. Not to mention, he hasn't had the greatest supporting cast. And I just watched that guy play, and I'm like, we're talking before about the North Division and where people stack up. And I've made my predictions, and Edmonton, I had them on the outside looking in, but that doesn't mean I don't care if I'm wrong. I love to see Edmonton in the playoffs just because it feels like Connor McDavid probably has an extra gear, and he'd probably be so amped if the Edmonton Oilers got to the playoffs that, maybe he could take that team on his back for a couple rounds and be a really great story. He's just so fun to watch, and I hope that the Edmonton Oilers make the playoffs, because I'd like to see him play when the games matter a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. I was happy Chicago beat him a little bit, but I was sad that Edmonton couldn't go in that pre-tournament before they got into the playoffs, because they were in a playoff spot last year in a Western Conference. But here's the thing, McDavid, you talk about on the bubble, and I had them. I told you I had them at 5th, kind of battling with Calgary right now. I could change my mind in 10 games. But because of the amount of overtime games that we might have down the stretch in the North Division, McDavid, the amount of ice time, McDavid might win 3 games in overtime, and that might be the difference of them getting into the playoffs. He's that good. Just quick pop quiz. I know we're going to have our pop quiz later. Dave's going to give us one, courtesy of Cunningham's Pub, best wings on the planet, not just in Montreal, not just on the island, not just in Quebec, I mean on the planet. I was looking at the points per game. Connor McDavid, and I know it's only 369 games into his career. Only 4 players have better points per game than him. It's very easy to guess them, Mitch.
Like all time?
All time.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yep.
Bobby Orr.
Yep.
Gordie Howe.
No.
Mark Messier.
No.
Jaromir Jagr.
No. Don't take the guys with all the games. Take the guys with less games. 2 guys who didn't make 1,000 games.
Mike Bossy.
And Vive le Quebec.
What?
Mario.
And Mario.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't need to let you straggle on Mario. It was, but that's it. Mike Bossy, Bobby Orr, Wayne Gretzky, and Mario Lemieux. That's it. Those are the 4 that have
impressive company. Put it that way.
For points per game in their career. Sidney Crosby just a couple behind. There's just Marcel Dion, and that's still to this point of his career. So that's pretty impressive. That's not the real pop quiz. It's coming a little bit later. Mitch on Post Game Pints podcast. Of course, we're going to have random sports thoughts in just a second. But shout out to woofpacks.ca. What is that? Well, I encourage you to go check out their website right now at woof, like barking, woof, packs, PACKS.ca. They'll tell you what it's all about. Your first box is going to be 20% off. And then it's kind of like a subscription for your dog. I know you have a dog. I know Dave has a dog. And I know it's like it's party time. Dogs like treats. Dogs like surprises. They like gifts, not like cats. Cats don't like gifts. Dogs do.
Woof, 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 woof. Woofpacks.ca. By the way, local company. And Sean, you're right. Toys, treats, chew toys. And it's always a surprise. And it's a pretty cool idea with the Wolf Pack. So check it out, Wolf Packs, woof.ca.
All right, it's time for Random Sports Thoughts. That's right, that's when the tune hits. See, Dave's going to put drumsticks in your hands. I'm just challenging him every single podcast. All right, I'm going to start things off, Mitch, for my random sports thoughts. I got to stick here in Montreal, and I love that you're wearing the Alouettes hat. I love the rebranding that the Alouettes went through. I love the logo. I love the colors, the uniforms, and then the Impact went through their rebranding to a new name, CF Montreal, Club de Foot Montreal, and the new logo. And this past week they had the new jerseys, and it's so funny. People are so hung up on the past that they can't accept something nice. Now, maybe you don't like the name. That's okay. And I know that there's fan clubs, and I know that they're all out there, Mitch, that support the team. And then they're like, we don't accept the name. Well, they're not going to change the name. They've invested too much into changing the name. Plus, if you don't want to be part of that fan club, join our fan club, Mitch. Remember, we're part of the Foot Clan. Now we're part of the Foot Clan. That's the new Impact fan club, the Foot Clan. Okay.
The Foot.
Yeah, it's Club de Foot Montreal, CF Montreal. But anyways, people just can't, like, that jersey that they released was beautiful, and people are getting mad because there's a BMO logo in the front. I'm like, have you ever watched soccer? Soccer's not like hockey where you get a CH. No. The sponsor is the logo. You go to Europe, every soccer team has it. You want a sponsor. That's how you make money. So if you can get mad, like, I don't understand. People just can't get past that. It's the way that it is. And I don't know. If they're mad at the name, they're mad at the jersey. That jersey was slick. It was good. Just deal with it.
By the way, I like it a lot. I think it's really nice. Don't care for the name. And Sean, I'm not going to go on my rant about soccer and how every team has the same name. And it's not a name. It's just your city. And then the fact that you play a sport. But my first random sports thought is about this.
Okay.
Because I'm confused. Maybe you can help. It's not really a sports thought. It's more of a sports question. And,
okay,
not even a sports question, but an English question or a pronunciation question. With what you just said, is it BMO or BMO?
This BMO.
Okay.
Because it's Bank of Montreal, so it's not Bank Montreal of. Like, it's not the O. The O is not the start of a word, so it's BMO. It's not BMO.
Okay, so all the people
It's
that
definitely BMO.
Okay, so all the people that were complaining,
Yeah.
were calling it BMO.
Yeah.
So they're so out to lunch about the jersey that they don't even know how to pronounce what they're complaining about.
By the way, I still love the idea that our fan club for CF Montreal is called Foot Clan, because I know it's the greatest name for a supporter group ever. And look, I think that the Ultras are great, and Club 1642 is great, but I mean, the Foot Clan for a team that's called Club de Foot is absolutely perfect. My second random sports thought is, Mitch, Artem Zub might be my favorite NHL name. There's a lot of good names around the National Hockey League, but Artem Zub is outstanding. Maybe my favorite thing on the Ottawa Senators team.
All right.
Artem Zub.
Zoop. Yeah. All right. My second random sports thought, I'm going to piggyback off you again. Another question.
Is it
How
Zub?
many-
Is it Zub or is it Zub?
How many, and I think we could use this as the Cunningham's question.
Okay. Take note, Dave.
How many players can you name whose names started with a Z?
In the National
Richard
Hockey League?
Zednik.
Yeah.
Sergei Zoltok. Zarly Zalawski. Zub. Who else? Who else had a name that started with a Z?
Are we just going with the Canadians? Because then we could go with Danius Zubris.
Zubris.
Zubris. Yeah.
I think
There's,
that should be the name of the podcast. Zubris.
Yeah. Zuccarello. Right. Matt Zuccarello. The greatest moment ever that you and I had walking down a Montreal street.
We've told the story too many times.
Fuck you, Zuccarello! Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's there's some.
Oh, Dave Trentadue coming in with Alexei Zamnov.
What about Zitnik?
Alexei Zitnik,
Yeah.
one of the all-time greatest Atlanta Thrashers, Alexei Zitnik.
Zabnov, by the way, was absolutely phenomenal in NHL '94 with the Winnipeg Jets, number 10.
Yeah, and then he went off to Chicago, I think, and his career went lights out.
There's probably going to be a bunch of names that people just comment below other names.
Give us your best Zed names. Come on, let's go.
Absolutely. I know Zarlin's laughing, but we're missing some. We're definitely missing some. All right. Before we get to Dave's pop quiz, brought to you by Cunningham's Pub, I got my final round of sports thought. I know everybody just is 6 teams now for Alex Galchenyuk, and they're like, he's done. He's going to the KHL. He's going to be on a tax. I don't think Alex Galchenyuk's done. I think it's been hard to establish himself. He had no time in Ottawa. The only time he really struggled was Pittsburgh. He was decent in Minnesota. He was decent in Phoenix and Arizona. In Pittsburgh with the one team that he really struggled with. Ottawa, he never got a chance and he was gone. Carolina's his account, Toronto's his. So we're talking about 3 teams. He had 30 goals with the Canadiens. He did pretty good with Arizona. Just because he gets traded, people think it didn't work. Pittsburgh is where he struggled. Minnesota, he was at that about, a point every 2 games, and he wasn't getting great opportunities. I don't think he's done. He just has to find the right fit.
All right, and my random sports thought, Sean, is I've seen enough of Brian Burke, and I'll say I'm a big fan. Like Brian Burke a lot. I think he's entertaining. I think he's a good quote. I think he got a raw deal in Toronto. I have a lot of time for Brian Burke, but the media's erection over Burke over the course of the last 2 weeks, it's enough. Like if I hear him say the same quotes again, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, we get it. You're happy that you have Sidney Crosby. You missed out on him. You drafted Bobby Ryan. He didn't win the fucking lottery. Like, I get it. I've had enough.
Well, you know what it is? It's because he worked at TSN, he worked at Sportsnet, so everybody loves him now.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's because he worked with both major companies, and he became friends. He's friends with Knuckles, and he has his persona. But he's not like that. He's actually just a real good guy. But he has this persona that people are like. But then when he becomes personable, everyone gets all excited about it, right?
It's just enough. I like him. I have no issues with it. It's enough. It's too much.
You don't like everybody loving him.
I don't even mind everyone loving him. I've just seen him enough.
You ready for the Cunningham's Pub pop quiz that we have every single show? Best wings. I need to get some of those Cunningham wings very, very, very soon. Need to get out of this lockdown and curfew and just go get some. I know you could check it out. Check their website, their Facebook page. You can order directly from them. Order in advance because they got to start cooking in the afternoon to make sure deliveries go out there. Check it out. Cunningham's Pub in St. Anne to Bellevue. We bring in the brains behind the Post Game Plans podcast. That is Dave Trentadue. What's up, Davey boy?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey, you got some art.
Your walls.
Yeah. You guys always give me hell for it, so I figured I'll slap some things up on there, and there you go. You got a few tickets from the shows I've put on over here, and you got my some of my favorite people, Michael Scott and Barack Obama, in the middle.
Yeah, I love how those are your 2 favorite. And you know what? This kind of ruined it because I was hoping you were going to have a blank wall forever. Because I had a wedding gift idea. It was just going to be a picture of me that you could put behind. That was my wedding gift.
Look, these are easily removable.
Okay. Gally, you want to do a framed picture of you and I together just for Dave?
There's nothing I would rather do for a wedding gift for him.
I'm sure Sarah would absolutely love it.
Yeah, and we'll just in the corner. There's just Dave in the corner, like, "Hey guys." So what do you got for us, Dave?
All right. Well, first off, I love the. We just got the 10-minute warning here. I love the hat, Mitchie. Looks very nice, and also Sean.
No love for the Thrashers, eh?
I'm giving you some love.
It's the bird battle.
True. All right, so let's see who's the better bird. So I've been thinking goalie goals this week. So I want to know there's been 12 goaltenders who have scored a goal in the NHL. and I want to know the most recent 10.
The most recent 10.
So pretty much all of them. I mean, I'll give you some points if you get
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
the first two to ever do
Gallo,
it.
you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
I believe it's Pekka Rinne is the most recent.
Oh yes, very well done. I didn't think you'd get that one. That's good. Let's talk about Pekka.
You know, Dave, I do watch sports.
I know, but he had slipped my mind, to be honest. I got pretty much all the other ones.
Since Sean went with a Nashville goalie, I'll go with a Nashville goalie, Chris Mason.
Yeah, very good. Did in 2005, 2006.
I believe Mike Smith scored.
You did. The second most recent, 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Dave, give me Jose Theodore.
That's right. On the backhand in the playoffs, 2000, 2001.
I'll take one of the obvious ones, Marty Brodeur.
Okay, that's fair. Did it 3 times, actually.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to take one of the obvious ones. I wanted to get the most recent one first, and then the second most recent one, and then the most obvious one.
Well,
I'm feeling.
He's actually the third most recent one as well.
Oh, boom! 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. On the board.
All right, I'm going to go with one that's a bit random, but I'm pretty sure he scored. He was just, as a kid growing up, he was one of my favorite names. I thought he had a really cool name. I'm going to go with Damian Rhodes.
He did, 1998, 1999.
Damian Rhodes, good memory. Yeah, I definitely remember him scoring. Now, I'm trying to think, because you say there's 12. I know 11 and 12.
Yeah, for sure you do, for sure.
So 11 and 12, but I want to get in the top 10. So I don't want to say 11 or 12 right now, right?
Don't say Billy Smith or Ron Hextall.
Well, I know they're 11 and 12. We don't say them, okay?
So those are 11.
We both knew that. That's fine.
Ron Hextall at 2.
Let's go with who was that guy in Vancouver? I feel like a guy in Vancouver scored.
Yeah, Dave, did Ken Reggett score?
He did not. No.
That's not what I said. I'm thinking like Dan Kluche.
He did not either. Someone.
Random goalie Dan Kluche.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I don't know why I thought he scored. Maybe it's because it was a long goal that went against him that I was thinking about.
That could very possibly be.
Added Tommy Salo. Tommy Salo let that long one into.
Right. So think maybe the same type of equipment, a goalie with like a similar equipment.
Oh, Urbe scored.
He did not.
No.
Did Osgood score?
Yes, Chris Osgood.
Yeah, you're right. He did.
Let's go on. 95, 96.
All right, so we're missing 3, right?
Yeah, you're missing 3 now. Gallo with the 4-3 lead for now.
Yeah, Osgood, you're right. Now that I remember, he scored. No, I'm not thinking Toronto.
One of them is very random. I don't think you guys will get because
it's like Ron Tugnet or something.
No, even more obscure than that. 2 of them were pretty like big goaltenders in their era, like powerhouses. One of them has a cup.
Belfort?
Nope. Ed Belfort scored. Nope.
No, Hasek didn't
Hasek
score.
tried. He tried a lot, but never did.
Patrick never scored.
Nope. Turco not.
Kiprasov?
Nope.
Happy Bulin?
Nope. The last 2 have connections, though, kind of. A little
They
bit.
have connections?
I guess. Stretch to one of them.
It's a stretch to get a connection between the 2?
Marc-Andre Fleury?
No.
No. Are any active?
None are active anymore.
None are active anymore, right? So
No.
they're retired?
Yeah.
Campbell, he said Stanley Cup champion. Let's do the Stanley Cup champion winning goalies.
Barrasso?
No.
Okay, so we did Detroit. We did Detroit, Osgood, Colorado, Roy, New Jersey, Brodeur, Dallas, Belfort.
Go on. You're almost there.
Detroit again.
Yeah.
New Jersey, Colorado.
Corey Crawford.
No.
No.
Earlier than that. They're all earlier than that.
Oh yeah, sorry, not active. You're right.
Well, he's technically inactive.
Cam Ward?
Yes, Cam Ward scored.
Shit, he did score.
2011, 2012.
Well, I remember he scored.
So now you're down to 2. One of them played for the Buffalo Sabres when he scored. And that's the random one that I don't think you guys are going to get. Very obscure goalie.
Darren Pupa.
No. More obscure.
More obscure than Darren Pupa.
And one of them played in California.
Rick Tabaracci.
No. Rick Tabaracci, it's a good guess, but no.
Trevor Kidd.
No.
What about the other one?
The other one's in California. Played in California. Yeah.
Oh, the Russian goalie.
Yeah.
The Russian goalie for San Jose.
Yes.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue, Gallo. Come on, just say it.
Russian goalie for San Jose.
Yeah.
He was the San Jose's legendary goalie for the longest time.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah, I know. I
Mr. Toscala replaced him for a while, but then he came back.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. Nabokov.
Yes, exactly.
I remember he scored. So who's the guy who scored for Buffalo? Thanks for remembering the name. I got you there, Gallo. I got you there.
So do you guys want me to give out the name for the guy at the Buffalo?
Was he ever a starter or was he a backup?
No, he's backup. I don't even know how many games he played. Probably not a lot.
Did he play for anybody else?
I'd have to check, to be honest. I don't remember. I honestly barely remember him at all.
Did he play for it? If you get the other teams, I might be able to piece this together. A Buffalo Sabres goalie, Marty Biron. No.
He played for the Canucks very briefly.
He didn't score. Played for the Canucks.
He was a first-round pick, actually.
Played for the Canucks.
And he played for the
First-round pick. Played for the Canucks, the Sabres. Anyone else?
No, that's it.
Who drafted him?
He was drafted by the Sabres in 1997.
97 draft.
He's Finnish. I don't even think you guys are going to get this.
Just give us the name, Dave.
Mika Norinen.
Norinen.
Mika.
No, I would never come up with that.
Right, I don't remember him. I don't remember him.
That's the one I think you guys would get. So yeah, good job, guys. You guys actually got a lot more than I thought.
I'm taking half a point on Nabokov. I'm taking half.
Fair enough. So that was the Cunningham's pubs. I just had wings, by the way. I went to Cunningham's, picked up some wings, got the honey garlic wings.
Hey, next time, can you drop some off?
Oof.
Or can I switch my beer can I get wings and beer on your drop off, Gal?
If you're dropping that off, you got to come to my house too and drop them off. That's the rule.
All right, we'll just do the tour. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys.
And Alex from LaBrosse, we haven't forgotten about you. We're going to get that challenge. Yep, all done.
Well, how's that for your entertainment value?
They've done their job very, very well.
Awesome!
No.
Come on.
VBF.